All right, fresh off work, we gotta get straight to the content. Joe Buttons just released his newest episode today. Well, it's not new if you got the Patreon. I don't got the Patreon. Some of y'all know that already. So he dropped his newest episode today, right? And I was listening to Danny from the stop, and shout out to another channel. It's called Elevation. It's funny because the dude that got the channel Elevation, he remind me of being a young bull driving in the truck with my dad, and it'd be like, this is WDAS FM, if you from around here and shit like that. But anyway, shout out to them channels. Yo, as a Joe Buttons fan, and I've been a Joe Buttons fan for a long time, I hate, it's my thing. Just because you're a fan of somebody don't mean you can't be critical. You know what I'm saying? You could be a fan of them, but still hold them accountable. My nigga Joe, and this is for months, has been really fucking toxic on the show towards Ish. Now, if you're familiar with some of my content, yes, I can't have an Ish bias, right? But it's not a crazy bias. Yo, Joe is really fucking inappropriate when it comes to how he comes at Ish. That little, Danny showed a clip of it, and I remember when I was listening to the show at work, I was like, yo, that's so corny when he was talking about the real estate shit. And he was like, yo, it's a scam at this point. Or even how he came at Ish for charging $150 for hoodies. Joe just, how he paints Ish out to be a sucker for love. Y'all done seen, if you're a fan of the Joe Button podcast, you done seen the fucking arguments that him and Ish done had. And it's just Joe doing a lot of corny shit towards Ish. So on the Patreon episode, when he say, yeah, you on the couch looking stupid in the face, mad. First and foremost, I know, it's a thing with black people. Black people have been holding black people accountable super lately, a lot lately. I see a lot on social media and in real life for being emotional. Yo, don't be emotional, right? And to a certain extent, it is good to be stoic, be calm in chaotic situations. It's definitely some respect to that. Yo, Joe Buttons, friend or no friend, and I got friends. Don't tell me I'm looking stupid in the face. I just don't like how Joe, he's trying to get a certain energy out of Ish, and he's getting that energy, and then he wants to call Ish out on it for feeling a type of way. Joe has been kind of rude to Ish the past couple months. If you really watch the JBP, it's just always conflict with Ish. And I understand some of it could be for content, but when you're a regular person like me and you're a fan of these podcasts and all this shit, right? Sometimes they don't understand their fan base and it gets lost. Yo, I want Joe Buttons to know, yo, we don't give a fuck that Ish's girlfriend is white, wife is white. We don't care about, I think I might speak for a lot of JBP people. I don't really give a fuck about their personal life like that. I really don't. When I listen to JBP, I want to hear Joe Buttons' opinions on certain topics. I don't care what's going on with him and his girlfriend. When I listen to JBP, I want to hear about Parks and shit like that. Not hear about Parks, but I want to hear Parks' opinion on certain shit. I don't give a fuck what Parks got going on with Rem and this person, that. I'm not really invested in their personal life. And when y'all invested in their personal life, I be looking at the JBP community as weirdos. Like I said, I fuck with Danny from the stop. And what's funny is Danny was kind of alluding to Ish's financial situation, but on Danny's most recent video, he kind of backed away from that. I mean, he did say that, he thinks Ish needs the money from the pod, but it's just like I said, I fuck with Danny content, but a lot of this shit be corny as fuck to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This shit be fucking lame as fuck. Nah, I want to hear y'all topics and opinions. At the end of the day, you got to separate the shit of these podcast niggas like Joe Buttons. We a fan of Joe Buttons. We fuck with Joe Buttons. Some of us are huge fans of Ish. I fuck with Ish. I don't care about their personal life. I don't. And if you care about their personal life, yo, you messy as shit and you need to work on yourself in your own life. I really feel that way. And this ain't no shot at Danny. Because like I said, I love how Danny break down the videos. But even in some of his videos, I think he be too caught up on their personal life. You know what I mean? And See, I really listen to this fucking content shit. Because I work a long ass shift. So I really listen to this content shit, right? So Danny drops a video, right? Oh, Danny is a sneaky, sly motherfucker. Like, but if you're not used to being around niggas like this, you won't understand it. So Danny created a lot of narratives in the JBP universe. So he drops the most recent video. And he did not bash Ish. I gotta give Danny from the stop his respect. He did not bash Ish. But a lot of this shit, like when Ish and Joe Buttens was arguing, right? Ish was like, yo, Joe, you gotta start reading the comments. And Joe was like, oh, like, he was basically saying, like, reading the comments is a part of your job. No, the fuck it's not, Joe Buttens. It's not. Now, granted, have I ever built an empire like Joe Buttens, like with the podcast and shit like that? Because I think his shit is an empire. I don't give a fuck if Joe Rogan got better numbers or not. Joe Buttens shit is where it's at. No, I never built an empire like that. But it's just like, yo, bro, that nigga Danny really manipulated the podcast. And I need to, like, I'm lazy. I'm not even gonna say that I'm lazy, but I can't break it down the way Danny break it down. Danny needs to do a video on the science of him creating narratives on the Joe Buttens podcast. Some of y'all might not know who Danny from the Stop is. He is a content creator, an independent content creator like me, with a way bigger following. He doing his thing, but he has created toxic shit that possibly, well, ain't no possibly, in my opinion, affects the podcast. And with Joe listening and reading a lot of shit, I feel like Danny's ideologies have affected the podcast. And at one point, Danny was stepping on Ish's neck for no reason. It was toxic as shit. It was corny. I thought it was corny as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Wait, y'all know what it is? Okay, gang shit. And my nigga Ish is a Cowboys fan too. You know what I'm saying? I got the Ish bias. But like, it's just toxic ass shit. And I wish Joe, Joe is an amazing entertainer. He's an amazing podcast. When it comes to managing people on the podcast, he is fucking terrible, bro. You know what? I gotta light up another port because of this. It's just like, he's if you want Ish engaged in shit, I get it. But he's like like, it's multiple pods where somehow, some way, either Joe Buttens, Melissa Ford, or Queen's Flip mentions Ish girl being white, and that shit is cringe as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that shit cringy as hell. And like, when you a real JBP student, I say student because, like, when you chilling, like, when you fuck with maybe I shouldn't say student, but when you fuck with the JBP, you follow a lot of the content, you follow a lot of people that, like, make videos on JBP, and then you follow the Reddit and shit like that. It's just like, yo, niggas be like really in Ish business. Yo, I don't care what nobody say. That shit weird. And if Joe Buttens really got love for Ish, and that's really his friend, he will shut the fuck up and stop talking about this nigga's personal business. That shit is corny. That shit is so fucking corny. Like, it's just lame ass shit. It's low hanging fruit. It's not like, so let's say you listen to a pod. Let's say it's 3 hours, right? And let's say for 15 minutes they talk about Ish's real estate or his girl. I don't give a fuck. And I think most of y'all don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Who Ish is fucking, who he got a baby with. I really don't care, bro. But Joe sprinkles that shit in there. And I don't know if it's content over everything, but it's just like, yo, why even demoralize Ish at this point when it comes to talking about his girl, calling about real estate a scam? It's not a fucking scam. He do fuck with real estate. Maybe he not making $1 million off real estate. That don't mean he don't fuck with it. That don't mean he don't know what he talking about. Joe's being toxic. He gotta cut that shit out. And I fuck with Joe heavy. I fuck with the pod heavy. Nigga, it's been plenty of times I've been having a bad day. I throw in the pod and I just like catch a vibe type shit. Like, and a lot of JBP fans is like that. Like, we just catch a vibe off the shit. But the way he been doing Ish is fucking corny. Now, I will hold Ish accountable. It does seem like after that Marc Lamount Hill shit with the flat earth and shit like that, and I said on another video, like, I don't even know why Ish was arguing that. Because Ish was arguing something that make all conspiracy theories look fucking silly, and a lot of these conspiracy theories come true. But it does seem like Ish, after Marc Lamount Hill, like, kind of like, I ain't gonna say sunned him because it ain't that deep, but he cooked him on that shit. And it shouldn't have been arguing that point anyway, but he did cook him on that shit. But it does seem like Ish's energy has changed. But, like, Marc Lamount Hill is, like, a well-researched person. Like, he does his research. He's an articulate nigga. He's a college-educated nigga. And he is a nigga that want to be in the spotlight. So, like, when it comes to like, debating and shit like that, you're going to have a hard time with Marc Lamount Hill and dealing with him. It is what it is. Anybody. But the same shit that people love about Marc Lamount Hill, well, he's on the JBP. All right. So I heard, I'm not going to give you the exact quote because, like I said, I'm drinking my vodka. I got my mixed drink in my Cowboys cup, so you know what it is. But, like, Marc Lamount Hill said that he wanted to, like, get on the JBP because he felt like it could reach a different demographic type shit, right? The way Marc Lamount Hill goes about certain ideologies and, like, topics, he's reaching that demographic, but that demographic still can't relate to him. For instance, I forget the guy that they had on the podcast name. He was good too. I can't think of his name, but he was good. But he was like, damn, Marc Lamount Hill, you always feel like you take women's side. And Marc Lamount Hill said, like, oh, wait. Like, Marc Lamount Hill really act shocked that a nigga thought that. Nigga, I ain't gonna call us regular niggas, but quote unquote regular niggas. Marc Lamount Hill, we all think that you always take women's side, nigga. You do. You'll say, I'm not saying believe all women, but believe all women. Nigga, you got that fucking ideology. So, like, yeah, Marc Lamount Hill will say he wants a certain male demographic from the JBP. Yo, you still don't relate to us. They was talking about, so, like, in the JBP universe, they have gender wars, right? In every shit that has to do with gender, you know, everybody that watches the JBP, you know exactly what Melissa Ford gonna say. You know exactly what Marc Lamount Hill gonna say. They never switch it up. A lot of people hard on Ice. Ice probably has the most balanced shit when it comes to gender shit. Because he might believe a nigga on this one. He might believe a woman on this one. Like, when it comes to gender shit, Ice is literally 50-50. It's not even close, bro. He is 50-50. Even Ish, I ain't gonna be biased. Like, Ish, you know which side he gonna take. But Melissa Ford, Marc Lamount Hill, yo, despite whatever y'all say, and like I said, I'm not a crazy Marc Lamount Hill fan. I never gave a fuck about him before the podcast. But, like, during, like, these past couple weeks, maybe I might give him this whole month. I've been fucking with, like, his opinions on shit. But when it comes to gender wars, he got the same fucking bullshit, uber liberal rhetoric that don't relate to the common black man, bro. And I'm not saying never agree with black women and black women always wrong, but sometimes you gotta relate to the niggas, bro. Then he said something about that nigga running for Congress. Niggas ain't gonna vote for Marc Lamount Hill, bro. Niggas not gonna show up to the polls for no nigga like Marc Lamount Hill. Niggas not gonna check out his channel. Marc Lamount Hill. So some of the people in JBP say, yo, Marc Lamount Hill doing a good job. He positioned himself to be what? Back on CNN? Back on Piers Morgan? Nigga, we don't give a fuck about that shit. Cause truth be told, with a lot of Marc Lamount Hill's ideologies, he don't relate to the common black nigga at all. And he doing better, like I said, but he still has his core values. And his core values, You can sit here and say it's toxic and shit. Like, wait, I need to say this before I forget. After hearing Melissa Ford on the podcast today, I never want to hear Stockholm ever the fuck again, bro. It's bitches like Melissa, pardon my language, it's women like Melissa Ford that give strong black independent women or strong black women in general a bad fucking name. She's all into, the mental when it comes to women, not to men. And men go through mental shit too. I fucking hate hearing Melissa Ford's opinions on shit. I wish she would keep that shit on Hot and Bothered. Cause I ain't never checking Hot and Bothered. It is what it is. Shout out to her. If she get 1 million subscribers, whatever. That shit's just trash to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's like even with them talking about DDG. Some of y'all might not be familiar with DDG. I never really watched DDG like that. I'm more familiar with Soul Illuminati. It's like gamer shit, 2K shit, right? But like, they had like, I don't know what DDG did or didn't do with Holly Bailey. I don't know. I know fucking DDG is a dork ass nigga though. And I'm never praying for another black man's downfall, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Yo, when you a doofy ass nigga, doofy shit gonna happen to you. So if y'all not familiar with Soul Illuminati, I'm not gonna go through the history, but him and DDG had beef. And at one point, Soul Illuminati broke up with his girl, and then DDG was streaming with the girl and trying to throw it in Soul Illuminati's face. And like, niggas be fucking dorks, bro. That nigga DDG, the way he handled bitches is fucking lame as fuck, bro. You always got to be careful of the nigga that's trying to fuck with bitches to impress niggas. It's like different levels to this shit. Like, some niggas out here want to fuck with a lot of women because they love women. They look at women like art. Like, everything about a woman is beautiful, sexy, delicious. Like, and some of these niggas want to get women so they can brag to men, which is gay. But DDG is like that. So him being in a situation like that, I can't help but to think about, damn, you was throwing a bitch all in Soul Illuminati face. Now you like, yo, I really want to meet Soul Illuminati in real life. Like, this shit is just weird it's just weird energy. DDG is a fucking cornball. And I'm not saying like I'm happy going through this, but I'm not surprised he going through this. Cause he probably was fucking with Holly Bailey to throw it in niggas' face like, yeah, I'm fucking with the bitch, the little mermaid bitch. But motherfuckers ain't checking for her. The front of her face look like a fucking Tahoe, bro. Motherfuckers ain't checking for her. Niggas ain't worried about her, nigga. And she was just running around here with Burna Boy. So he probably was giving her that Nigerian no diddy. But like, yeah, I think like it's just corny. I hope Ish is on the next podcast. I really don't like how Joe Buttons talk to Ish. I actually don't like how he talks. All right, so I don't like how he talks to Ish, and I don't like how he talks to Ice, and I could low-key say I don't like how he talks to Mel. Like, he get real personal with them, and he don't do that with Marc Lamount Hill, and that shit is kind of lame. I wish Joe would take that out, because that shit is not only low-hanging fruit, it's not necessary in the podcast type shit. It's just not. And just focus on getting everyone's opinions on the topics. He don't even get personal with Queen's Flip like that. I know Ice on one episode said he gonna start getting personal with niggas. And Queen's Flip, you know, he's super fucking tough. That nigga think he G.I. Joe. He like, I don't give a fuck. Nah, nigga, you give a fuck. If that nigga Ice start pulling your card, you gonna be bitching, wanting to fight, wanting to flip a table, all this extra shit. But like, I have been fucking with the content like really heavy lately. Like, I always fuck with the content, but it has been good. But just like that inner pod beef, like it's no jumper, I'm cool on that. And I think a lot of niggas in the JBP community is actually cool on that inner beef. Like, yo, that nigga Joe has been so toxic lately. And I'm a big ass Joe Buttons fan. Yo, that nigga Joe is so toxic. Yo, playing or not, and I know some of y'all like, oh, comedy, like dark humor and shit like that. A lot of y'all niggas be hiding behind comedy, and a lot of these comedians be hiding behind like comedy shit. The way that nigga Imani said he wear his mom on his chain, and Joe said, yo, I'll blow her ashes on the couch. It's like, yo, Joe, why? Like, all right, Imani chalked it up. Why would you even talk to him like that? And a nigga look up to you. Like, that shit's corny. Like, yo, you Imani big homie. Why you gonna belittle him like that? And I fuck with Joe. That shit is lame ass shit. That shit is corny ass shit. That shit is toxic ass shit. I cannot fuck with it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But like, shout out to Danny, shout out to Elevation. Like, just the personal shit that they talk about on the JBP when they, like I said, whether it's Ice's girlfriend, I don't give a fuck. Ish's wife, I don't give a fuck. Ish's baby, I don't give a fuck. Like, let me hear their opinions on shit. I don't need to know their personal shit. Is it funny when they talk about Ish going to Wawa? Well, yeah, it's funny on some Jersey shit, but it's just like, I don't need to know these niggas' personal lives. And y'all niggas gotta stop piping up Marc Lamount Hill. Like I said, he been cooking the last podcast, but stop acting like he bigger than what he is. Nigga, he on the Joe Budden podcast because he need to be there. And I would tell Marc Lamount Hill, like I said, Marc Lamount Hill is way more successful than me, but I would tell him, yo, bro, stop having the same liberal talking points all the fucking time, bro. It's just the same. Like, the fact that he was so lost that I don't always take women's side. Nigga, yes, you fucking do. Shut the fuck up. And just look at shit from different perspectives. That's all I got for y'all. I'm out.